Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Burger Report. Looks like we're getting a 2-for-1 special today. I just got some shit in my head. I gotta get the fuck out of my head. I mean, before I fucking forget it, shit just goes through my head 100 fucking million miles an hour. And it's hard to get it in, catch it, and fucking whatever. So, Trump's path to victory. The media's not fucking talking about it. It's fucking weird. All you're hearing in the media is fraud, lawsuits and fraud. Those are being thrown out. This one might hold up. All you're hearing is fraud. Okay, Trump is trying to sue different states, all the swing states, for fraud. Now, there's definitely fraud. There's definitely some weird shit going on. Okay, you got that software for the electronic voting machines in Michigan. In one precinct, was proven that it flipped 6,000 votes for Biden. That same software was used in 47 different counties in Michigan. Could potentially be enough to swing Michigan State. State of Michigan. Whatever. So definitely some shit going on there. You got all these weird anomalies, these weird numbers that people are talking about. How the hell are they showing up 100% voting, 100+% voting in these different districts? That's supposedly fucking impossible. Which, it makes sense. It's impossible. You never get 100% turnout. I understand a lot of people don't fucking like Trump. But you don't get 100% turnout for a couple of reasons. First of all, people die. So you have registered voter that dies. And then people move. So you have registered voter that moves. So he's not going to vote. So you're going to get fucking 98%. I don't know. So there's different shit. And that was a lot of Wisconsin. You have all these votes being tallied up in the night. Supposedly everyone's going home. We're going home. We're done counting for the day. Oh, 4 a.m. A fucking batch of votes came in, and they're all for Biden. You guys fucking missed that shit. I mean, everyone's seen the graph where this shit just spikes straight up. 100% for Biden. 130,000 fucking ballots. Pretty much guaranteed fraud. You can't prove it, obviously. But, I mean, come on. It's fucking obvious. You have the whole SharpieGate thing in Arizona. And I believe also Pennsylvania. People were reportedly forced to use Sharpies, which disqualify ballots. On the ballot it says, black ink only or whatever the fuck it says. Don't use felt tip pens. Sharpie. Apparently at some polling stations in Arizona, which you think, why Arizona? It's a Republican state. Yeah, for McCain. And Trump talked a lot of shit to McCain. They don't like fucking Trump. They want to fucking just shove it up his ass. And, sabotage the vote for him. So reportedly, people were given Sharpies, pens taken away, and all these ballots were disqualified. I don't know. So, I mean, all this stuff is fraud, but to me, it's all circumstantial. And there's also some weird underground shit talking about watermarked... what's this? Watermarks on ballots. Apparently, Trump set up some fucking... he enabled something. I fucking forgot what it's called already. See, the shit's just flying out of my head. He enabled it to where by 2020, all the ballots were supposed to be watermarked. So if it's a legit ballot, it's got a watermark on it. And this was supposedly to prevent voter fraud with mail-in ballots. Because you think Trump is fucking stupid. He's a smart businessman. He's a narcissist. He's an asshole. He's whatever the fuck you want to say. But he knows how to play the game. And if he's thinking ahead, and he knows that the Democrats are going to hit him hard with some kind of fake ballot system or whatever, and he's watermarking ballots. So if all these mail-in ballots turn out when you do an audit or a hand recount, and it turns out they don't have the watermark, and they're fake ballots, that could be legit. I don't know. Okay, that's all fucking hearsay too. So he's suing all this, or all these, what he's suing for whatever reason the media is reporting, he's suing for fraud. That's a few cases. Those are being thrown out. Those are distraction. What he is suing for is the ballots being mishandled. He wants the ballots to be, or anything that was counted after Election Day, essentially be thrown out because of ballot fairness, which is what they ruled for in Bush versus Gore. The whole thing with Florida, there was ballot fairness. Ballots were thrown out. Bush ended up winning, even though Gore won the popular vote. That's what he's going for, and that where he has a case. Because, especially in Pennsylvania, there's different numbers from different fucking news sites. Between 400 and 700,000 ballots came in after Election Day. And if those get thrown out, those would clearly flip Pennsylvania for Trump, which he won't win, but that'll knock Biden out of the 270. Could be a possibility. But then that's still a long shot because he's got other states. I think Arizona ended up going for Biden. I don't fucking know. But I mean, I don't know. That seems fair. You might think that's a steal, but that seems the most fair of his scenarios. Where, all the fucking mail-in ballots should have been in. They should have been in a central location. Oof. Goodness sakes, my goodness. I should have been handled way better. And that's his complaint. First of all, the mail-in ballots, the way they were done is what I believe unconstitutional. That's what he's fighting for. Absentee ballots are a different story. You can look up the differences. They have a chain of custody. It's still kind of a gray area, which is why the mail-in ballots are allowed. But different state legislators overstep their bounds in, I think, producing, mail-in ballots for everybody. I don't know. The gray area is what he's fucking saying. This is not... The constitutional articles talk about fairness for ballots, and because of all this gray area, they could be ruled unfair. And so ballots could be thrown out. Another path to victory is all these lawsuits are tying up the count with recounts, and it can end up ultimately go to the Supreme Court, which, by the way, talking about the 4D chess, talking about the Trump moves, Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, I think I got her name right this time, were both on Bush's legal team as lawyers during the Bush-Gore. Now are both appointed by Trump to the Supreme Court. So you're talking about Supreme Court ruling in his favor. Don't fucking know what that could mean, but who fucking knows what that could mean? So if he goes to the Supreme Court, they can make a ruling on it, or they can say we don't want to rule on it, and then it goes to, they believe it's the House delegates, essentially the House representatives, but in this situation, each state gets one vote versus how it is now. The House of Representatives, California's got like 55 fucking million representatives. So if each state gets one vote, that's a shoo-in for Trump because there's more red states than blue states. I think right now it's like 26 to 24. I think with his recent election it was like 28 to 22. So that's a strong possibility. That's where he could win. And then I think a different possibility is it goes... Okay, I just want to backtrack and say Biden hasn't won, obviously, because none of the states have certified election results. He was just declared by the media as a winner, whatever. You get upset, you got to follow the news. You can't just follow the fucking media. That's just half the problem, or majority of the fucking problem in the United States. But yeah, I think the last route was, I think the crooked route, for sure, is a state legislator or the electorates can just declare their votes for Trump. They have the power to do that. Definitely don't think that's fair. And to me, that's the ultimate steal. And that's fucking stupid. In any scenario, the left, the followers, whoever, everyone was convinced that Biden already won. So if he wins through a legal victory with any of those scenarios, it's all fucking hell breaking loose. It's absolute civil war. But Trump is smart and he's not a quitter. I don't think he's going to give up that easy. There was an article today about his legal team dropping out. I don't know if that's the GOP that represents him, because I know fucking Rudy Giuliani is his like personal lawyer, what the fuck. He'll find a different legal team. Shrug it off. And he's firing people. He's firing the head of whatever the fuck. I forgot what the fucking guy was head of. This little wiggly little fuckers are getting on my nerves. Because he's preparing to stay in office. And he doesn't want any establishment types fucking him over. Because this is all this is. It's him versus establishment. Establishment wants Biden back in. We went over the last video what a Biden presidency is going to look like. It's going to be all fucking bad. He's already talking about crazy unilateral agreements with other countries and opening back up. Fuck. There goes a job to China. He's talking about massive lockdowns. We're going to go through another fucking lockdown in California, man. Fuck. There goes jobs. There goes people's fucking livelihoods. No. No. Anyways. You know, I think that's unfair if this is news to you. But we don't live in a democracy. That is a media fucking horseshit. We live in a republic. We don't live in a true republic. We live in a democratic republic. A republic is you have elected officials that go and represent you. Old school traditional republics, those elected officials are appointed by other people and they stay in office for life. Which is kind of what we have. We have Democrats that are in office like fucking Joe Biden. In office for 47 years, only making things worse. But hey, let's vote for him. Because Orange Man bad, right? Yeah, fuck out of here. But we live in a democratic republic. We have our elected officials. They represent us, supposedly. But the Founding Fathers knew there's going to be close elections. They knew populations would expand. These guys are borderline genius. They were genius. Yeah, I don't know. They're borderline prophetic. And I believe we had something similar to this in the late 1800s. But they knew there'd be runoffs, and so the result of the Constitution, it's not just the vote. There's like a 4-step process to the whole, like the vote, the Electoral College, and then you have the courts involved, and you have the electorates, you have House delegations. There's different processes that's all involved. And Trump is entirely going the legal route. He's not stealing anything. He's not engaging in a coup. Entirely. But in any case, dark days ahead with that shit. It's going to be bad. In the long run, probably better. If he wins. If he doesn't win, give it to Biden. Give it to the Democrats for stealing the fucking election. I can go on with my life. Unless I can't because we're locked down, then I can't fucking do shit. But I believe that's all I want to say. So take that in. Look it up. Look up the shit I talked about. Look at some different fucking news articles. Take your power back. Think for your fucking self. That's the way that's what I like to say. It is what it is. All day, every day. See you next time.